Hey, if you love cruising or you're cruise curious, you're in the right place. This is Huddle Adventures. My name is Eddie, and we're going to talk about a cruising subject today, near and dear to my heart, like all of them. There's two different personalities when it's time to pay for a cruise. Well, when it's time to budget for a cruise, especially when you pay for a cruise. The two main type of personalities. Now, these are the extremes, one end and the other. And we're going to talk about the extremes because talking about the middle isn't as fun. Who wants to do that? So when it comes down to it, you have the Frugal Cruiser and the YOLO Cruiser. Team Frugal Cruiser, this guy has his first dollar ever made. He is going to see it as a challenge to just pay for the booking, port fees, gratuities, and not pay for anything else. They are going to try to get through this cruise without spending one additional dime on anything. It's admirable. Very difficult, but very admirable. Okay, then on the other hand, you got his cousin, the YOLO Cruiser. You only live once cruiser. Now this guy or lady has been saving up and waiting for this vacation for a long time. They've been looking forward to it, and they've decided it is time to treat yourself. Let's roll out the wallet. Let's get that money going. Yes, I want the balcony. You know what? Make that a suite. Yes, I want to get all the excursions. I want to get the specialty dining package. Give me that drink package. Oh, souvenirs. Give me a bunch of them. Oh, they got a candy shop on this cruise ship and it costs 10 times normal candy prices. Give me 10 pounds of that stuff. I'm taking it with me. Casino, let's go. We're going for broke. These folks are having the time of their life, not worried about a single dollar, and they are just spending money, man. Now, how can these people exist on the same ship? Well, most people are going to fall in the middle, okay? Most people are going to be frugal with a little YOLO or YOLO with a little frugal. And, you know, so that's where you're going to see a lot of commonalities. But these people that are very frugal tend to be people that cruise a lot or vacation a lot. And they're smart about it. Now, without getting into a lot of details, there's a lot of like cruise vloggers that are like almost living on a cruise ship. They're cruising all the time. Now, these tend to be people that are travel agents, and they have remote jobs outside of the travel industry, or both of them are travel agents or whatever, and they're traveling all the time, and they're selling vacations, they're doing their work, remote on the cruise ship. And some of them do it by cutting corners and being very frugal. They don't get the drink package every cruise. They always get the Wi-Fi because they need that for their job, but they cut corners in other areas. They stay in interior staterooms. They avoid the balconies. The only time you'll see them in a balcony is if the cruise line gave them an upgrade to a balcony, like they give them a super deal, $100 you can upgrade to a balcony, and they'll make a point to explain it to you. Oh yeah, we got this deal. Now, I'm going to make a video about how they pay for it and the concept that cruise vloggers are social media influencers and they cruise for free and they get paid a salary from the cruise lines. We'll talk about that in the next video. But for right now, just know that, yeah, if you're frugal, if you can make it just on the cruise fare and the taxes and stuff, you could literally do 2 cruises for every 1 cruise. Okay, so that's something to think about. If you have that much PTO or you work remote, you can work remote on the ship. Now, the Frugal Cruiser, no hate on them. Now, the YOLO Cruiser could go on more vacations too, twice as many, if they didn't spend so much money. But you can't judge people. We're all different, and we need all of us together to make it interesting. So which one are you? Are you more of a Frugal Cruiser or are you more of a YOLO Cruiser? Laura and I tend to be more towards the YOLO side. And I think it has to do with the fact that I never traveled as a kid, and neither did she. But she traveled in her profession, in her line of work for years, and before we got together. So those of you that don't know, we've been married 8 years. So when we got together, I was 47 and Laura was 45. I had a great job. I've had a good job for 30 years. I've been at the same company, doing really well. But going on vacation was never in my DNA. Well, with my ex-wife, we never went on vacation, never went anywhere. I would remodel the house or buy new furniture or do stuff like that, do projects around the house. We do like day trips here and there, stuff like that. We never really went on vacation. So when Laura came in my life, she introduced me to traveling. And I realized, man, I love it. Then she introduced me to cruising. She'd been on 4 or 5 cruises before, so I went on a cruise with her. Well, actually, her 3 kids, my 3 kids, and my mom went on a cruise together, and to celebrate our wedding. That was kind of like our wedding reception. So we had a real small wedding, and then we did that instead of having a big, reception. And I fell in love with cruising at that moment and just seeing the world, And so for us, I work 7 days a week when I'm not cruising. And like I said, I do well. I have a very good job, and so does she. So for us, we're making up for time we didn't get together, right? So we met later in life. We were both previously married for 20 years each, and we met later in life, and we are trying to make the most out of everything we do right now because we both lost our fathers at a young age. My dad died at 53, her dad died at 48. So I'm 56 now, she's 53 now. So we are all about trying to have as much fun as we can every time we go on a cruise. And we are very fortunate because with my amount of time off and her ability to work remote, we can go on 6 to 8 cruises a year. And that's why we do it. So yes, I do tend to roll out the, I tend to roll out the YOLO mentality more so than the frugal mentality. So, always get the drink package, always get the Wi-Fi. We got to have it because she works remote. We do like to do some specialty dining. We do have a casino budget, that kind of thing. We do like doing excursions. We never do anything really super extravagant, but we do excursions. And we're not crazy. We're not doing suites. We're actually in interiors now. We switched from balconies to interiors because that saves a lot of money. And so we're trying to introduce some of the frugal concepts into our traveling just to be more responsible, financially. So, and it frees up more money to do more things. Like if going from a balcony to interior, our first 20 cruises were all balcony. And our last 4 or 5 have been interior. And by doing that, now we're going into the port city an extra day early and staying in the port city 2 nights instead of 1, and then making a mini vacation before the cruise because the difference between an interior and balcony pays for that. So our next cruise, we're going to spend 2 full days in New York City, Saturday and Sunday, before we get on our ship on a Monday. And that's coming up in September next month. And it's going to cost us the same as if we would have booked a balcony for the 9-day cruise, counting our weekend in New York. So it's all about how, what's best for you and how you view vacationing and what you get from it. But anyways, let me know below. Are you frugal or YOLO? Talk to you soon. Bye.